Before the video starts, I just want to tell you that this video contains enormous amount of knowledge about the Valorant, and if you watch this video from the beginning to the end, I promise you that you will learn so much about this game that you will be able to advance not only by 1 or 2 ranks, but maybe even the whole divisions, like throughout the Diamond, Immortal, Platinum, etc. So I highly recommend you to watch this video from the beginning to the end. Today, we're doing a VOD review of one of my gameplays in Immortal 3, when I was still a pleb in Immortal and I was trying to grind to Radiant in Act 1. This game I played with 2 Radiant people, Kuzer and Benny. I mean, it was a solo queue gameplay, it was not a pre-made gameplay or anything, like, I only solo queue, you know me. You know Papito. Papito is a solo queue player. And I am against Nipkra, Niplacker and Nuki. I'm going to teach you what are the things that I do good and what are the things that I do bad in this particular gameplay. And also, I'm gonna teach you how to properly do a VOD review, because a lot of people are just purely being focused on negative aspects of your VOD. Like, you're only watching what did you do wrong, but do you ever ask yourself, what did you do good? Why did you win the round? How did you win that round? And how can you implement it in future gameplays? That is the crucial mistake that people make while doing a VOD reviews. They only focus on their pleb boosted gorilla mistakes. No, you also win rounds. There's no way you can lose like 13 rounds. There is a way you can lose 13 rounds in a row, but there is definitely something that you do good. Why you win a match, why you lose a match. You need always to ask your questions when you're VOD reviewing. VOD reviewing must be critical, like you need to watch it from the third person perspective, and that is the proper way to do a VOD review. Let's get straight into this VOD review. So we are on split. I'm playing Jett. We don't have very bad team, like this was before the Sage got nerfed, so it is pretty decent team, like 2 duelists, Recon, Smoke, and Sentinel against decent team. Like the only difference is that they have Reyna instead of our Sova, so similar team comps. They have a bit of more firepower and solo queue agents. Now, in the first round, I always go for the same buy and always for the same round. So I will always buy the Shorty, Light Shield, Updraft, and Cloud Burst. With Cloud Burst, you want to eliminate one part of the map from your enemies, and with Updraft you want to reach some spots that only Jett can reach. For example, what I love to do, I love to smoke the A ramp here, use the Updraft through that smoke with a dash and dash into the rafters area. And you're going to see right now probably how that execute looks like, because I really love doing this a lot of times. So I tell my Omen, please smoke me the rafters. The Omen smokes the rafters. I have the bomb somehow, and I lost a lot of time here. I mean, not a lot, but 1 or 2 seconds, like the advantage that I had from before. Now, I'm not shooting this, because if I shoot that thingy while it's coming at me, I will lose 1 or 2 of my bullets in the Shorty. I need to rely on my allies to shoot that boombot. Now, I didn't decide to go to the rafters this particular round, because I saw on the minimap that there are 2 enemies waiting for me to annihilate me. So the better thing that I can do in this particular round is take the control of the site for my teammates. That is your job as a Jett. The job of Jett is to go in first, bamboozle the enemies, make all the attention from the enemies towards you, and let your allies push this area alone. And also you should be taking the site alone and trying to take it for yourself. You see, I checked the site, I checked the elbow, everything is clear, my allies can play the bomb, and now I have a full control of the elbow area. I decided to be a bit more aggressive towards the smoke, since I have the smoke. Like, when you are in the Omen smoke, you always have the advantage over the enemies that are going inside the smoke, because you will see them like 0.5 to 1 seconds earlier than they will see you. Now, I repositioned myself to a very bad spot, considering that I don't have the dash and updraft ability. This was a very bad positioning, and I could have died from the ramp, from the rafters, from everywhere, like. But fortunately, I decided to push here. Unfortunately, I missed my first shot, like my first shot goes to the heaven. I wanted to push this guy with Omen, but my Omen also got in the fight on the left side, and this was a total mistake by me. I needed to play with my allies, with my teammates on the side. I had a Shorty. So with a Shorty you have 2 options. Either you're going full on aggressive mode and trying to close the gap between you and the enemies and trying to play some very, very close angle, or you will play defensively on site and wait for the enemies to come. This should never happen in this elo. Now, in the second round, as I always say in my videos, my coaching sessions and everything, you always go for the heavy shield and for the best possible weapon that you can buy in that round. Be it Spectre or Bulldog, probably. I go with the Spectre or Judge on the attacker side. On the attacker side, I'll buy the Spectre or Judge in the second round as Jett with all the abilities and heavy shield, of course. In the second round, on the defender side, I can buy the Judge, Bucky, Marshall, Bulldog, like everything works with Jett. Everything works with Jett, simply because Jett is OP agent. Like she can use every single weapon effectively on both attackers and defender side. Now I'm making some jokes with Benny and those guys because I played with them 1 million times in the solo queue. And the enemies are starting to feel the pressure. We're deciding to take the mid control in the second round, which is totally fine. Like on split you need to have the mid control. But the bad thing that we're doing is that we don't have anyone on A long or B long. We don't know what the enemies will do if they stop us here. Now, my job again is to go in like a boosted bonobo and go in first. I dash into the enemies, so I draw their attention towards me, and the Omen and my allies can freely peek and refrag me if I die here. But my dash was very bad in this situation. Like, what I wanted to do, instead of this dash, I wanted to dash fully to the left side. But enemy Sage dropped the slurp here, and I got slowed, plus I hit the wall. And I got annihilated there. But your job, when you're taking that heaven position of B tower, is to dash into left side and just draw the attention of the enemies so your allies can easily take that part of the map. And they did. And it worked out really, really well. Even though I have 0 kills, I was extremely useful in both first and second round. The only mistake I made was the first round when I pushed the very bad angle and very bad corner. I should have done something differently. And in the second round, my mistake was purely mechanical, like I dashed into the wall plus Sage slow orb and I got annihilated there. But overall, not that bad, not that bad. As long as you're making the mechanical mistakes, that's good. When you start making the gameplay mistakes, game knowledge mistakes, playing with your allies, strategies, tactics, those type of mistakes, game sense, game decisions, then we have a lot of issues. Because mechanical mistakes can easily be fixed in custom servers, aim trainers, deathmatch, etc, etc. Like I made 1 million videos on my channel about fixing all of your mechanical mistakes and those type of gameplay mistakes. As you can see again, I'm again going in. Like there's no chill for me. There's no chill. As a Jett, you need to have balls, a big mother effing cojones, my friends, and no habla español. Like just go in. Just go in. Use the smoke, use the dash, especially when you have Spectre, Judge, Bucky, or any trash weapon, Shorty, etc. Your job is to go into enemies' faces. I have the Spectre now. With the Spectre, I need to be fast. And I'm doing this right now. When you're doing this updraft dash, you have 2 jobs. First job is to reach this spot into the smoke. Second job is to check if the enemy is playing under rafters or on top of the rafters. Enemy was playing under rafters, I saw the enemy, and immediately I go back to help my allies. We kill the enemy like her, rest in pepperoni. Rest in pieces, I take the Phantom, and now the bomb site is ours. I use the updraft here to check the elbow, check the site. Everything is cleared. We see that Reyna is going in that direction towards that smoke in the screens. 1 is heaven, and now we need to play together on the refrag potential. I'm playing alone here because unfortunately we need to watch so many angles. We are 3 versus 4, and there's not a lot of things we can do at this particular moment. I have only 1 smoke, so the only thing I can do is rotate my enemies around the smoke. Like I can smoke one part of the map and go inside of the smoke, outside of the smoke, and try to make multiple angles with my smoke. But right now we are just waiting to be squished like a potatoes. And that was the mistake here. I should have used this smoke to make some type of play more aggressively, but instead of that we gave them the bomb site for free. Like 4 versus 3 defending A site or B site on split is extremely hard from the site. Like you need to make some kind of aggressive play. When you're buying operator, you don't need to have a heavy shield. You can buy the light shield or without shield at all, like the glass cannon. Especially if you're playing Jett, like you always have the second chance. Now, I decide to go with my allies on mid area because I have the bomb and one of my allies died there. So I need to play with them. Like, we are 4 versus 5. We need to play on the numbers advantage on any side that we are pushing. Rage checks behind, which is really, really good. In this example, Sage does a really, really good wall there. I'm waiting for the enemies now, taking this peek. My Omen teleported screens just to check, to get the information. I don't know how useful this was, and I decided to go with Raze here. I decided to go with Raze simply so if Raze dies there, I will be able to refrag her. If Raze dies there alone, no one can refrag her and she will be a dead potato. But unfortunately, not only that she is a dead potato, also my B tower is dead potato. I got flashed by the Omen and the enemies did a really, really good round. Extremely good round from the enemies. Like, we were way too slow, way too much crawling, way too much shifting. Like, you need to make fast decisions and to push into bomb sites with like a gorillas if you want to win the matches. Like, you need to be faster with executions. Like, this was extremely, extremely slow. Now, the 5th round of the match, I have the shorty. We are saving, doing the eco round. Once again, I need to repeat what is the eco round. Eco round is called the economy round because you are saving the money. You're trying to get some money back into your pocket, and you're trying to make the economy damage onto the enemies. So that means that you don't need to win this round. Your job is to take at least 1 or 2 enemies with yourself down, so you damage the enemy's economy. Plus, you are trying to regain your own economy by saving the weapon, or maybe saving the money or saving the weapon from the enemies. And that is the whole concept of eco round. A lot of people just go in full-on boosted bonobo mode, like they are like, oh, it's eco round, let's rush B, let's rush something, why are we not rushing? No, in the eco round, you play slow, you calm down, you hold an angle, you dash with Jett into enemies, try to close the gap with the enemies with a shorty. Think, use your brain. Eco rounds are the rounds where you need to use your brain cells and not go in full-on gorilla mode, because you have a very bad weapon and you need to make the best out of this round. If you die in the first 10 seconds of this round, you just sold the round to the enemies, which is extremely, extremely bad. Now we are splitting a bit, like Sage and Sova are doing a huge mistake here, because Sage is playing a long corridor with probably Sheriff or Classic Pistol, and of course he's gonna die against the Phantom. That this Kuzru guy, that was very bad. I did a smoke here just to smoke the entrance of the vent, so we don't die from that position, because we knew that one enemy is playing there. I dash in here, I smoke the right side, so I'm always closing the gap between me and the enemies, with my smokes, with my dashes, and with my abilities, so that I have a higher chances of killing them with this shorty. Enemies pushed us behind. I decide to go for a very, very bad play here. Fortunately, we take 2 enemies down, and now everything relies on me. Again, I'm playing this very, very slow. I'm just waiting. You see, no, there's no rush. Like, 1 versus 3 with shorty, trust me, nobody wins those rounds. Nobody. But what I can do, I can save the weapon on mid, or I can kill 1 or 2 more enemies. You don't need to be under the pressure of your teammates. If the teammates are telling you what to do, then you have some problems in your brain. Like, you are your own man. Like, you are your own man. Like, you don't need another mother in Valorant, like, inside of your team. Like, I saved the Phantom, 2,900 credits in my pocket, baby. 2,900. Plus, I have the ultimate. So, I am safe for the next 2 rounds. We can lose 3 rounds, and I will still have some kind of weapon in my hands. In this round, Phantom, in the next round, ultimate, and in the 3rd round, I can buy again. Easy. Easy economy. That's how you take care of your economy. Number 1 in Valorant is your own economy. The prioritizing your own economy, letting your allies push, refragging and baiting your allies, etc, etc. Number 2 priority is your team's economy. Let's see what happens in the 6th round. Enemies have a lot of ults. And when you're playing on any map, you need to realize in the first 4 to 5 rounds where the enemies are playing and what the enemies are playing. So you need to think which positions are enemies taking. So enemy Sage is on mid, enemy Omen is playing B, Jett, Raze and Reyna were kinda like flexing a bit, like B tower, A ramp, etc. The easiest bomb site for us to abuse on the attacker side was definitely B side, where the Omen was playing. That was the easiest thing we can do. Like, the enemies don't have Killjoy, they don't have the Cypher. And that is the mistake in this particular game. I never abused the B bomb site. Always abuse the site on which the worst enemy is playing, or always abuse the site on which the worst agent is playing. Some agent is mispositioned. For example, like, let's say Reyna is playing B alone. How can Reyna defend the B long area alone? There is absolutely no way. Always look for those loopholes and little holes in enemy tactic and gameplay in order to F them up. Here, I make a bit of a mistake. I don't know why I did ultimate. It was very, very rushed. And there was absolutely no reason for me to do the ult here. I just wasted it. Again, I'm going straight into my enemies. Fortunately, I stopped the Raze ultimate from annihilating my teammates, and I got reset on my ultimate as well. I should have played Phantom here, to be honest, and just tried to kill my enemies like any normal human being. But yeah. So, now I need to play with my allies and with my bomb. I see the Reyna here. My aim goes to potatoes. To be honest, like, this was a potato aim. I try to re-peek again. I find 1 kill. Unfortunately, Reyna finds my head. But we are 3 versus 3. I took 2 kills, and that's more than enough. That's more than enough. I did my job. I did my job. Now I rely on my teammates, unfortunately. What they do, like, this is still a team game. Like, there's no way. Like, how can you kill 5 enemies every single round? Nobody does that. And it's not possible. Like, and plus you're playing against the enemies that are same skill level as you are. Like, Nuki, Kra, and Lucker, they are not jokes. Like, they are professional players. In this round, we decide to take mid control again, because on split, if you have the mid control, you can easily split B site and A site. It's extremely easy, like, to split. The problem on split is the post plant. Like, post plants are really, really hard on both B and A sites, because the enemies always have the advantage when they are retaking the bomb sites. Taking the bomb sites is easy, but keeping the bomb sites is extremely, extremely hard on split. So now we made some penetrations on mid. We were trying to make some action there. Sova is watching A, Raze is watching B, and I need to play with my bomb. My bomb unfortunately dies from Lucker there. I mean, not the bomb, like the Sage, pardon me. Now we're doing the same thing again. So I see my Raze alone on B long. I'm going with Raze to help her out, and I'm relying on my Omen and my Sova to hold the B tower area and to try to take that area for themselves. Omen has the blind, Sova has the recon darts. Like, they can do it. Like, there's no way those 2 agents cannot do it. And my job and Raze's job is to take that long area. But Lucker surprised them with a very stupid peek through the smoke, and my Sova didn't expect that, and he died like a potato. Now, again, we have the similar situation from the, unfortunately, 2nd or 3rd round, which we saw again. Like, I'm alone with Raze here, and the enemies are just waiting for us, like a little mice. We are the mice for the enemies right now. We are coming in from the very narrow corridor, and like 3 enemies are watching at that angle. And we are going to die in horrible death, my friends. I already smell it. I do this type of dash. I didn't dash into the site, because if I dash into the site, I would be exposed to multiple angles, and I would probably be dead. But when I dash like this, I only need to worry about my right side. Usually players never play on the left side in full buy rounds, and I wanted just to surprise the enemies on the right side and leave the left side for my Raze and for her to clear this out. Now, fortunately, no one was playing site. We have the site for ourselves. I planned the bomb, and already, we already kinda take this round back. Like, we killed 2 enemies, we planted the bomb, so the economy is not that hurt. This is one of the best post-plant positions for the Jett, because no one expects you to play on this position. Playing B long area is a suicide. It's extremely bad, especially when the enemies have Sage. They can just wall you off, smoke you with Jett, and you will do nothing. Like, there's no... How can you defend this bomb from the B long area as Jett? There's no way. We need to be ballsy. My Raze is pushing, and I'm loving this a lot. I'm just waiting for the enemies to push me from the tower, and they're down there. Fortunately, Lucker is a very bad player, and he missed me there. And now we are 2 versus 1 against Reyna. We need to play together. We need to take fights together and to refrag each other, because Reyna has the ultimate, and she always has the better chances of killing us than we have killing her. I'm trying to play here smart, and I'm just playing on the sound. I'm listening where the Reyna is, I'm listening what the Reyna is doing, where she is peeking. You see, I take the knife to reposition myself. Now Reyna doesn't know where I am, and I'm sneaky beaky, like, I'm like, shh, shh, shh. Hello, Reyna. And fortunately, my Raze cleans the job. My Raze played really good this round. Like, we took 2 very, very good kills. Literally, we clutched this 2 versus 6. 2 versus 6 clutch. Easy round. Never give up. Never give up. Always play smart. Every round is win. Every round can be won. And every match can be won. No matter if it's 4 versus 5, 3 versus 5. You always need to try. If you don't try, how would you know? How would you know if you don't try? There's no way. I bought for my teammates, I have the Phantomization, and I'm holding the B push because nobody is holding the B push, and we don't have Cypher and Killjoy to hold those type of things with their utility. My teammates are advancing to the mid area, and I'm waiting for their call. I'm waiting to see what the teammates will do and what will they figure out here. I'm just waiting because enemies have a very low buy. They are potato. I take the bomb. And we now, there's no wasting time. There's no wasting time. Immediately, I go to the mid area. Why didn't I push B long here? Because I'm alone. If I die on B long there, the bomb is in enemy's hands, and the enemies can take that round. If we all push B from B tower, we're raining the fire over the enemies, and we have such an easy job to take the B site. If I die alone on B, who will refrag me? No one. Maybe my grandma Josephine is behind me. Wait for me, my grandson Charlatano, wait for me. But she is not there. She is not there. Like, all of my teammates are in the mid area, and I need to play with them. Especially now when they killed literally 2 of my allies. Now, we know that one enemy is in vents, one enemy is in B tower, and I just need to push with my teammates. I knew that Reyna would push this because Reyna was hyper aggressive the whole game, and I was always look at the angle, always position your crosshair at the angle from which the enemies might peek you and might surprise you. Never look in your teammates. You need to ask yourself constantly while you're playing Valorant, am I being useful? Are you doing something useful for yourself and your team in that particular moment? If the answer is, I don't know, then you're doing something very, very bad. If the answer is no, then you're doing something very, very, very bad. If the answer is yes, then you're okay. And also, how do you get better game decisions and game sense and game knowledge? Simply by this VOD reviewing. You always can check, like, what the fuck did I do here? Why did I look this angle? Bro, why did I peek this? Why did I do smoke here? You know, like, you need to do VOD reviews if you want to get those things good. Like, you cannot learn, you never learn a game inside of the actual game. You learn it outside, in custom matches, in VOD reviews, in aim trainers, like aim bots, etc, etc. Like that's how you learn every single game that you're playing. In matchmaking and ranked gameplay, you actually implement all the knowledge that you learned outside of the game, like throughout watching the pros, watching me play, watching me VOD review, I don't know. Those are the things that truly matter. Developing the tactics, strategies, game sense, map awareness in that match, etc, etc. Like, those are the things how you learn the game. Not inside of the actual game. Inside of the game, you don't learn anything. You're just grinding. You're sweating out your balls, you know, and that's it. Like, I decided to go for the very, very risky push here because I thought that the enemy Raze will push us from heaven, and I'm just trying to take her weapon out, and I'm relying on Sova here to take this gunfight from the Raze. I tell Sova here to stay on the B long position because he can just do the arrows onto the B side and kill her, and I need to risk my life just to see if she is defusing the bomb or not. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, my Sova dies here somehow, and this was a very, very bad play from my Sova. I must say this was extremely bad play from my Sova. Like, Sova should never die there. But of course, Papito is there, so no problem for my team. Like, I always have the back of my teammates. Always have the back of my teammates. Unfortunately, I lose the gun here, but I have enough money to buy in the next round. Plus, I have the ultimate. Papito Charlatano is again holding the B long and going to mid area to help his allies. As I said, on split, on the attacker side, you really want to have mid pressure if you don't know what you're gonna do that round. Ooh, my teammate got really angry here because Lacker annihilated him. And I'm just holding the push from the B again. Like, you always need to hold the part of the map from which you think the enemies might bamboozle you. And you need to try reading your enemies. Try reading your enemies. Like, always ask yourself, am I being useful? And ask yourself, what would you do if you were in the enemy's position? In this particular round, like, we just lost it because we spent a lot of times on the mid area. We spent, like, literally 1 minute on the mid area, and the enemies, of course, they pushed us from A long and B long, because we don't have anyone to watch A long and B long, because we don't have Cypher and Killjoy. But you don't need Cypher and Killjoy in the game that you're playing. If you're playing it a bit faster and not slow like a freaking potatoes like we are here. Literally, we were walking potatoes there. Potatoes. I have the ultimate, and whenever I have the ultimate with Jett, I will use it in an eco round or a half buy round. Plus, I will buy the light shield or heavy shield with my ultimate. In this particular round, I decided to go for the light shield-eroni. As you can see, I'm just waiting to see what my Sova will drone. Then I'm using the ultimate. Unfortunately, enemy Raze really surprised me there. I love taking this position because from this position you can peek the whole B site and the screens and the elbow as well. Let's see what's gonna happen here. I'm playing like a pussy here, I'm not gonna lie, but that's mainly because enemy Raze did that on ultimate, so I was scared to push. Like, I was like, if I push into Raze, she will annihilate me. You see, I'm checking that position and voila! NIP Lacker is behind me. No one is watching the push from behind us. Sova was being useless in that particular gameplay. Like here, I relied purely on my Sova's ability. You see, he's doing nothing. He's watching the angle which our allies are already watching. And that's why, that's his mistake. Like, it's not my mistake. But my mistake is that I'm not actually watching what my Sova is watching. Like, I'm not seeing what he is seeing. And I'm not watching at minimaps so much to get this intel that the enemies might push us from behind. And I get annihilated by a very good push from Lacker. He made a really extremely good push there. It was a half buy round, it was eco round, so it doesn't really matter that much. I decided to go for the heavy shield and Phantom, because Phantom is a better weapon overall. We forget the bomb on the T-spawn, which happens a lot in solo queue. I don't know what happened here. I misclicked my updraft, I remembered that, but I don't know how Lacker didn't react to my updraft there. Like, he probably didn't hear me because of the gunshots or something like that. I updrafted, that was a pure misclick, it was a mechanical problem, like, it was not something that I wanted to do, like, it's, who updrafted there? Nobody. My Omen TPs in CT. This is a major mistake that he did. He should have played with us, because now we are split on 3 parts of the world. I'm trying to make some play here alone. My Omen takes a kill. Very good job from the Omen. Not only that, but he takes 2 kills. And I die like a potato here because me and the Sova didn't peek together. But Sova manages to refrag me because he was behind me. Now, the last round of the match. Always full buy everything that you can buy. Like buy the pistols, buy everything, every gun, weapon, heavy shield, whatever. Mistake that we are making here is I'm with the bomb somehow as Jett. Like, I need to drop this bomb immediately, and I dropped it to my allies. And again, I'm watching the B push because the enemies might push us from B. Like, come on, like, nobody's watching B push. We need to watch B and A push, and 3 guys need to take the mid area. That is how you play the split on the attack. I'm just waiting here, chilling, and my teammates are taking the mid area from the enemies. Let's see what will happen right now, but I think I remember what happens. Exactly that. NIP crowd definitely had a really bad day from me here. Like, I think I killed him in this game like 15 times. And but I wasn't expecting another enemy. I wanted to pick his gun, and Lacker was there as well. And then this happened. I'm gonna show you right now. I give the info to my teammates, of course. One more behind us. He's in the smoke. I updraft myself here on this elevated position so that I can surprise Lacker here, but unfortunately I dropped down because I never used that position. Like, it's a very unusual, uncommon spot. And the Lacker just go out from the smoke with an operator. My spray goes all over, his shot goes all over. Like this was potato mode, full of potato mode. Like, but fortunately we somehow managed to get back into the round. I don't take the operator because we are 3 versus 2. When you're 3 versus 2, 3 versus 1, 4 versus 2, or 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2. Like, whenever you have numbers disadvantage or number advantage, or when you're low at numbers when it comes to players alive, always pick up the rifle, pick up the Vandal, pick up the Phantom, and play on your ability to rip off the enemy's heads with those guns. Never play with operator, because if you miss the shot with the operator, the round is over. Like, it's not the same as at the beginning of the round. In these type of situations, when you're 4 versus 1, just don't push alone, play together, play for 2 versus 1 or 3 versus 1 fights, and secure that round. Never lose those easy peasy rounds. If you lose easy peasy rounds, trust me, you will have a horrible time in Valorant and tactical shooters. Now, I'm doing my casual tactic with Jett. Like, I always buy the shorty, buy the light shield, drop the shorty on the ground, buy 2 smokes, and play this area. I asked from one of my allies to play under rafters or to play on top of the rafters to bait for me. So my ally under rafters and on top of the rafters are the bait, and I'm here, the main guy, the main G, trying to take the enemies down. Enemies are coming in. Sova is baiting for me, very good. Enemy Omen did extremely good play here. If I didn't have Sova here, I would die in pepperonis. He did a blind, and he started teleporting here. He started teleporting here. And I didn't hear that teleport. Look at this. And he's on the right side of me. And fortunately, my Sova notices him, and I was able to rip off, he was able to rip off his head here. I'm still playing this angle. Collateral damage. Easy. Shorty and Jett, best friends forever. Shotguns, best weapons. Shotguns and operator. Now I dash into side so I don't die from the enemy. Jett, I keep up the Shorty because I know in the next round I'm gonna upgrade either to Marshall, to Bulldog, or something like that. In this particular game, I decided to go with the Marshall because why not? And I'm keeping the Shorty if the enemies dash into my faces, you know? If the enemy dashes into my face, I'll be able to kill them with my Shorty. You see how I'm playing the defender's side. I'm always switching up my positions. Now, I'm on this elevated position right here. The enemies think that the Jett is playing A, but guess what? The Jett is actually B. And the Jett has a really good game this match. My teammates see the enemies on B mid, that usually means B split in the second round. So I need to be extra careful here. We'll see what happens in this round. Enemies are pushing B tower. I can still be holding this position. Like there's no reason for me to pick B tower. I have my Omen in vent. Sage is on B tower. If the enemy engages from this area, I will be in a lot of crap. But if I stop them in this area, then it's totally fine. You see, sometimes you need to rely on your teammates. Like, you cannot play the game alone. Like, this is still a team play game. Like, I can't be... I don't have 10 eyes. I don't have 10 eyes. You have only 2 eyes and 1 weapon, unfortunately. The enemies didn't see me play on this position the previous round. The enemies didn't see me play on this position previous round, so I decided to play it once again. Because they don't know what to expect from me. They still think I'm playing A or something like that. I'm just waiting for the enemies, waiting to see what they will do. I get the intel from my teammates that the enemies are pushing the mid. And instantly, my instant reaction is that the enemies want to split B again. So, the enemy Omen did a smoke here. I didn't want to risk playing on site. If I played on site with Scout, with this Marshall, I would risk a lot. Like, the enemy Jett can dash into me, the Omen can teleport in me. There's a lot of shenanigans that can happen. So what I'm doing, I'm utilizing my Shorty, which I picked up in the first round, and I'm trying to push the enemies close enough so I can rip off their heads. Here, I make 300 IQ timing. This was a pure timing. This doesn't have to do anything with my IQ or game sense or gameplay, etc. It has to do with my game sense though, but you still require a bit of luck for something like this. Like, I pushed the Krea in the best possible timing, I switched my Marshall for his Guardian, and now we're playing 3 versus 3. Unfortunately, we are very split apart. Like, Omen is playing alone, Sova is playing alone. Now I'm pushing fast with the Guardian because I have Sova on top of the rafters here, and I need to help him as soon as possible. Fortunately, Sova annihilates the enemy, and we take an easy round to our home. Gunta, yes, Charlatano, yes. Now, I'm gonna play the same position. For the 3rd round in a row, I'm playing the same position. But only reason for that is because the enemies didn't see me play this position ever. And that is why I'm playing this position. I'm trying to surprise them from this spot. Also, what I know from the previous round is that NIP Krea loves to push B. He loves to do a smoke here. He loves to push that B area, and I can surprise him with this peek. Let's see what happens in this particular round. Now, I'm chilling here a bit. We are playing slowly. There's no reason to push anything. We have advantage. NIP Krea does the smoke. Hello, my friend. What are you doing, my man? What are you doing? Papito is waiting for you. Papa is waiting for you. Just come to my chest, man. Come to my chest. Let's go. Let's go. Easy kill. Because you need to read your enemies. You always need to read your enemies. You need to read what they will do, how they play. Like that's the problem for many people. A lot of people are only thinking about themselves. You're only thinking about your crosshair placement, about your movement, about the crosshair placement, again, about aiming, etc, etc. But people are not having a really good skill of thinking about the whole game. You need to think about overall game, about what the enemies are doing, what are your teammates doing, what are you doing, how should you position yourself, how should you position your teammates, how should you play with your teammates, how can you fuck up the enemies, how can the enemies fuck up you. There's multiple aspects of the gameplay that I'm actually thinking about while I'm actually playing the game. I elevate myself to the B tower position because we are 4 versus 2, and I want to play with my allies that have the bomb in this mid area, and to try to take this round as painless as possible. Fortunately, my allies play here on the refrag potential, and I think I die here because I did a very... Yeah, I got annihilated by the Lucker because he was lucky here. Like, come on, like, one-shotted me with a Sheriff on that. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I was laughing here because it was very funny. Now, Papito has the operation. Operazione. We are going to surprise the enemies once more. The enemies know that I'm extremely passive on B side, but little do they know what happens in this round. Can you guess it? Can you guess it? No, Krea is crying, man. Krea should rename himself to NIP crying. Like, come on. Now, immediately, I switch my position to the side. I'm playing a bit passive because my Sage pushed, my Raze pushed, and my job is to take this part of the map, like for my team. You always have the dash ability, so you don't need to... You see how I'm holding this angle? I'm literally holding in the middle of the whole way. I'm not holding the left side, I'm not holding the right side with my body. I'm positioning myself in the middle because you can always surprise the enemies with some weird peek with the Jett, because you always have the second chance with your dash. Easy. That's how you need to think. Unfortunately, my teammates die on mid. My teammate dies on A, and the enemies take the A site. Now we need to retake the A site. Unfortunately, I have the operator. I didn't have anywhere to switch up the weapon. I'm playing here with the Raze, and we make a crucial mistake here. Crucial mistake number 1. We split each other. Raze going on tower, I'm going on screens. We are 3 versus 2, and we are just going to die like a potatoes, simply because we split it together. Never split, especially if you're retaking the side 3 versus 2 or 2 versus 3 or whatever. Like, always play with your teammates on the refrag potential, and always think how you can take that round with yourself and for your teammates. Now, it's kind of like a half buy round for us. Oh, actually, it's a full buy round. My apologies. Oh, yeah, it was a half buy. It was a half buy. I remember this round. So, the enemy Krea wanted to do 200 IQ play, you know. He thinks I'm gonna push this again. Bro, I ain't stupid. Papito ain't dumb. Now I'm holding the 6th different position. Like, every single round I play something differently. Different position from the one that enemy already saw me play. I'm playing this position because why not? Let's wait for the enemies to push us. But, unfortunately, what happens? Enemies decide to not push the B side, and they take the A side from my teammates, and I was unable to retake A side with a judge. Sometimes you need to gamble, and the gamble doesn't pay off. Here, I was just bamboozled by this Reyna. To be honest, I don't know how was this not a kill, and she also flicked very good to me. Like, whatever, it happens. It happens. I lost the fight, totally fine. Nothing to bitch around. Like, still, it's a team game. You cannot hold every single site alone. But I made a mistake. I made a crucial mistake, and that is not reading the enemies. Enemies saw that Charlatano is playing B side. They probably thought, bro, B side is much harder, Jett is there, Sage is there, Raze is there. Let's take the Omen and Sova fights and let's F them up on A side. And I didn't read that. You need to read those type of things and switch up the position of your teammates and yourself when you feel that your teammates are boosted potatoes, pupu kaka. Again, I'm playing the same position simply because the enemies didn't see me play this position ever. Like, this is the first time they see me on this position. NIP Crab does this blind again because he thinks I'm gonna push with Operator or something like that. I don't know what he thought there, to be honest. He sees my Sage, and this was a perfect bait. I knew right here that the Sage made a perfect unintentional bait for me. The enemies will never check this left side, simply because they saw Sage already push and they hear Sage going chunga 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 back to the site. What happens now? I see the Reyna blind, but I'm playing on my trigger discipline. I will not shoot this blind until I hear the Reyna steps here. So, I'm waiting, you see, I waited for 1.5 or 2 seconds, then I shoot the blind, I waited for Reyna to peek me, and instantly, BAM! Easy kill. I use my ultimate, I stay with the Judge, and I give the Phantom to my Sage. Because, why not? Why do I need the Phantom? I don't need Phantom, like, I can use my ultimate and Judge to clutch the round. I go to the B tower position, because I want to secure the mid area with my allies. And yeah, we're just playing mid area because I wanted to secure this area with my allies. Raze did a very bad ultimate here. She literally wasted the ult, which she could have saved for something better. Fortunately, I had a really good timing here. Extremely good timing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm all the time keeping the ultimate in my hands instead of the Judge because all the time I'm playing mid-range to long-range fights. Like, there's no one that can engage me here on B tower yet. So that's why I'm keeping the ultimate in my hands and not the Judge. Fortunately, somehow I kill the Kra here again. No, he's again crying probably. And we are 5 versus 3. Now I'm trying to play a bit closer distance because I know that Papito has the Judge. And I lost the 3 bullets from my ultimate, so it's much better for me to use the Judge instead of using my ultimate. Because if I use the ultimate with 3 bullets, I am risking a lot for my team. Let's see what happens here. So I'm just waiting for the enemies to come. I'm playing this slowly, we are 5 versus 3. There is no reason for me to rush, no reason for me to peek, like... I'm totally fine. I thought that the enemies wanted to go A, because we didn't have anyone on A, and they found a lot of success on A site. But unfortunately, they decided to push us on B. Again, I'm waiting on this position, because just to surprise my enemies, I take an easy kill on Raze here. And here, something happens. I'm gonna show you what. Just look at this round closely. Pay a close attention. What I thought in this particular example is that my Sage, Raze, or Omen have the control of this part of the map. I was watching the left side of the map, I was watching the B long and this back pillar. And I thought someone was watching this. But Sage and Raze played extremely passively and they didn't give me a single information that the enemies might be here. And the Omen as well got surprised as well as I did. And that was extremely bad. You see, I did, how many damage is this? I did 600 damage in this round. And we still managed to lose this round simply because of that one stupid mistake and miscommunication. Speak with your teammates, speak with your allies. Tell them which angle are you holding and which angle are you not holding, my friends. Again, I'm holding this position here on the top updrafted spot on the side of A, like this position I'm gonna show you right now, simply because I didn't play this position for like, I don't know, like for 4 or 5 rounds. I didn't play this position. So I'm trying to surprise NIP Kra again. I should have noted that he has the ultimate, so he can easily teleport behind me, CT, A screens, and I should have played a bit more passive this round. But let's see how this goes. So they're going A again. He's using the ultimate probably in CT or A screens, because I didn't hear him on B. And unfortunately, what happens, my dear friends, is that the enemies take the A site again. This is a misread from me. I died here like a full boosted bonobo. Like, this was a boosted play from me. I was exposed from two different angles. Like, I got exposed from the site and exposed from the ramps. You need to be exposed only from one angle at a time and clearing one angle at a time. This was a boosted bonobo play from me. Boosted bonobo, my friends. And as I said, like, this was also the mistake from me. Like, I should have played the A site instead of playing B site so many times, because enemies are obviously scared to push the B side because of me there. Again, I'm playing a bit closer angle with a short T. It's 11-9 and it's getting a bit, you know, it's, oh, Papito is sweating here a bit. I'm like, bros, let's try to close this game, like, let's win this match. Again, a misread from me, like, you need to play the B side, like, well, you need to rely on your teammates sometimes, and my teammates were just potatoes on A side. What can I do? Nothing. Okay, in this round, there's not that much that you can do. I use the smoke just to just so the enemies think that I'm maybe going into elbow with Jett, but actually I'm playing with my Sage here. So I'm trying to make some pressure on the enemies, thinking that I'm playing there. Here, I make a very, very ballsy move, very ballsy play, because my Omen gave me the info. I mean, he didn't give me any info, but I heard the enemies here. Easy kill on Lucker here, and just you cannot do me like this. You cannot do me like this. I pick up the Phantom instead of Operator because we are 4 versus 3, and the Phantom will be much, much better. I hear the Omen teleport. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid, like I'm not too. Come on, you cannot do me like that, like, you know. But then eventually I prove that I'm actually extremely stupid. Extremely stupid. Now, what happens in this particular round? 4 versus 2. Play with your teammates and refrag each other. Look closely what happens. Omen playing alone. I'm playing alone. Raze is playing alone, maybe kind of with me. Me and Raze, we are playing together. Sage playing alone. 2 enemies on ramp. Omen picks alone. Omen picks alone. Omen dies alone. Omen is a potato. Sage pushing alone from behind to the sewers. Raze on top of the rafters. I'm playing with Raze. But what does the Raze decide to do? Actually, nothing, because she cannot do anything, because what happened here is the enemy Sage did a 300 big brain play. The enemy Sage did a wall, so I cannot shoot with a Raze at all. Even if I showed myself, I wouldn't be able to see the Sage there. So I was hiding on the side, hoping that the enemies will not check this angle. Unfortunately, enemy Sage got the ultimate simply because she killed the stupid Omen, and she got it from this round or picking up the orb. She revived the teammate, and from 4 versus 2, we are at 3 versus 2, and now at 3 versus 1. Simply because we are not playing together, and simply because we have a stupid player flanking the enemies. We have the bomb. We have the numbers advantage. Play together. This was our round. This was a free round which we sold to the enemies. And the perfect example of the thing that you should never do in ranked solo queue. We just need 2 rounds. The enemies now need 3 rounds. It's very close. I'm kind of chill here. I'm like, you know, I'm like, bro, we might lose this game. I'm playing this position because the enemies didn't see me on this position a lot of times. Unfortunately, I leg shot the Krea here, and I'm feeling a bit sad, and I'm like, bro, that was so bad. I'm gonna cry. I cry every time. Here, I'm playing this angle because I'm trying to surprise the enemies. I'm always playing very extremely aggressive or extremely passive, or the enemies never know what the charlatan is doing. That's why I'm radiant, because I'm always playing some weird stuff. I'm aggressive, but I do smart aggressions. I'm passive, but I do smart passive plays. I don't know how to explain you smart or dumb plays, like, it's just something that you get over time as you play the game, game sense, etc., map awareness, everything counts in when you're making some type of a play. Now I position myself a bit back because the enemy Omen didn't push the smoke, and I'm playing this angle because I never play this angle. Why not? Let's see how the enemies will react on this type of play that I'm doing right here. Unfortunately, the enemy Sage really played out of the mind this game. She was carrying hard. I was unable to catch the Lucker pushing in, but fortunately I caught him there. Now, I hear the enemy Omen teleport. Of course, like if he's teleporting, here the only position he can teleport to is this one here. And I'm positioning my crosshair there. I'm looking if he's gonna peek me there. I positioned it a bit more from the wall because I knew he's gonna wide peek me. There's no way he's gonna slow peek me that angle. No fucking way. Easy kill. NIP, rest in pepperoni. And now, the mistake from my allies. My allies, my Sage, was destroying the wall, and I didn't get the info about that. And my Sage annihilated the enemy wall and annihilated my life as well. She literally ended my career here. Boop! Rest in pieces, Charlatano. Rest in pieces. and my teammates lose the round 4 versus 3 because they're boosted. And that's how you go from 10-5, 11-5 or 11-6 to 11-11. Now, it's really, oh boy, ooh, we are sweating, boys. We are sweating here. I'm playing this position because I played it only once. I mean, the enemies see me play this only once, and I need to risk. Now, my boosted radiant teammates decide to push mid together with pistols and stupid guns like shotguns, shorties, etc. That's the stupidest thing that you can do in a force buy round or eco round. I immediately go to B tower because I know what's gonna happen. If the enemies kill my allies on mid area, the enemies will split me from B tower, they will split me from B long, and I will die like a potato. I know I have the ultimate, I have the light shield because I'm saving for the last round. This was a half buy save round for us, like we wanted to play for the overtime. Now, look how my teammates are positioned. Omen was watching the sewers, Raze was watching here, and Sage is watching nothing. Literally, she's just watching nothing. They all die one by one, no one can refrag each other, and Papa Charlatano is 2 versus 5. Now, I need to take the best I can from this round. Like, what can you do? I know I have the ultimate, I know I have the judge. I decide to play a very close angle and to take down at least 2 or 3 enemies with me on the mid area. So that's why I'm playing this close angle, because I have the judge, I don't want to use the ult, I'll save the ult for the last round. And end of the story, like at least 2 or 3, I'll take 2 or 3 enemies down, at least. Like I was confident in myself here. You need to have confidence, you have big cojones wins a game. Big cojones wins a game. Now, enemies are coming. As soon as I heard the enemy Reyna dropping a blind behind me, I immediately peeked. Enemy Reyna and enemy Raze were potatoes here, literally potatoes. No words. I dash out, and I know that enemy Omen is in the mid area. Right now, my job, since I already got 2 kills, is to wait for my Sova to rotate to mid and play with him to kill this Omen and retake the B site. I hear the enemies pushing the B site as well, the Sage and Jett, and I'm just playing passively. I'm waiting for my Sova to clear the mid area for me. I use the ultimate because there is a chance to win this round. I'm telling my Sova, please, man, come on, push mid. I need help on mid. They're on B side. I need help on mid. My Sova, for some stupid reason, spent 10 seconds in sewers. Bro, what are you doing in sewers for 10 seconds? Come help me, man. Enemies are gonna gangbang me, bro. They're gonna penetrate me like Piper Perry Piper, whatever her name is. Here, I did the updraft to check where the enemies are planting the bomb and to check the enemy's position. And I see the Lacker there. You know, Lacker is just watching there. He's just scoping in my face, but fortunately, he's a very bad player. He misses the shot. So, right now, I have a threat from the enemy Omen going behind me. I don't know where the Omen is. And oh my lord, the Omen is there! Bro, what are you doing there? I was scared as fuck here. That's why I told Sova, let's push together. Let's split the B tower together and let's make a sandwich out of this Omen and retake the B site together. I know the bomb is planted on the default position. I know the NIP Lacker is here. So I know that Lacker can only be playing B long area and under heaven or this area here. So he can be ropes, B long, or this area around the behind the pillar here. The Sage is probably somewhere around the site or B long or something like that. And this guy is here, bro. But Papa, very good, and I got rid of this trash, come on. go to the trash can, come on, don't do me like that. Now, I'm shoulder peeking this area here, because I know that Jett can be playing that ropes area with Operator. I knew that Jett can be playing with Operator there. I don't know, like I didn't want to risk anything. I jump peek, fortunately, Jett is not there. Now, look how I'm checking the angles. Very methodically. Like, corner by corner. Like, I wanted to check B long. I wanted to check behind the site, here. I always check one angle at a time. And because of my extremely good crosshair placement, I just need to make micro adjustments in order to kill my enemies. Just look how much I moved my mouse. Literally like a few millimeters basically, like nanometers basically. Insta headshot, simply because I have extremely good crosshair placement. And end of the life of Jett. Now we are 2 versus 1. I'm already kind of adrenaline's popping, you know, but I'm calm. I'm calm. In clutch situations, I'm stone cold killer. Like I'm just whatever, you know. I'm playing the game. Sova is pushing with me. We're 2 versus 1 against Sage. Benny made a joke. He was like, "Oh, Nuki was left. Come on, guys, you're gonna clutch this. He's a bad player." And I started laughing. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm baiting out this Sova. I'm letting him go first. I'm checking the angles for him. Of course, I'm looking at the angles. My crosshair is kind of in the middle, and I'm trying to flick to the left or right side, depending if my Sova gets killed from this side or not. And I'm just playing with him. I'm sticking to his ass. I'm playing on the reflect potential. Here, the Nuki does a revive on Lacker here. So the Lacker is being revived here. I made a crucial mistake here. We are 2 versus 2. I should pick the weapon in my hands. Right now, I should be playing with a Phantom or Vandal, and not a stupid ultimate of Jett, which is extremely unreliable. Extremely. Whenever you are 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 2 versus 1, 3 versus 2, never have the operator and never have the ultimate in your hands from the Jett. You always need to have Phantom, Vandal, Judge, Bucky. Any other weapon is better than this stupid, unreliable thingy. Here, we push so we can kill the Jett here. Unfortunately, my aim went to potatoes. Potatoes, I only hit Jett here for 50 damage, and my Sova dies behind me. Here, I don't know, man. I was crying. I was really sad. I was just... Bro, what just happened? What just happened? Why did I pick with ultimate? And then the guy from above said to Nuki, "Nuki, you won the round. The Jett is not alive." And the Nuki started rushing me with the knife because he thought he killed me. Oh, bro, he's such a bad player, bro. Bro. I'm here like, what the hell is he doing, man? What the hell is this guy doing? Look at him, bro. Look, he's so happy. He's like, oh, I clutched the round. I'm such a good player. No, bro, you're trash. Sit down, dog. Then Lacker here goes into 1 versus 5 with me, with operator, and here I was lucky as fuck. Like, I don't know how he missed this shot, to be honest. Even if I didn't kill him here, I still had 2 smokes and I would defuse this bomb easily. But I was lucky as F here in this particular scenario. Like, this 1 versus 2 should never happen. Like, I don't know. Nuki thought that he killed me. Lacker misses the shot. Like, this was full-on luck mode. These last 2 kills. Everything else was mechanically and gameplay-wise perfect. Like 200 IQ. But in terms of last 2 kills, pure on luck. I made a lot of mistakes, which I should never make. Playing with ultimate, not shooting my shots, not playing with my Sova, baiting my Sova too much. Like, I did all the worst things at the end, but I just had that 5% of luck, and I yelled here, Jesus Christ, my ears just got ripped. Thankfully, you don't hear this because I lowered the volume for you, but my ears just got... Oh, yeah, I was very, very pumped, bro. 6 kills. 6 kills against NIP, bro. And then NIP signs those 2 guys. Come on, leave me alone. Okay, now. I'm playing the operator in the last round, and I want to make aggressive B peak. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why am I not playing A site. Like, this was a crucial mistake from me. Like, when you see that the enemies are abusing one bomb site or one part of the map for 10 rounds. They won every single round they went on A. Why are you not playing that part of the map? Why are you putting all of your trust in your teammates that are boosted bonobos, gorillas? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Here, I do the peek on B long, but no one is B long. I did it a bit slower because I wanted to surprise the enemies with a slower peek. Of course, they're going A. Like, this is something that you need to read. You need to read the enemies and you need to read the plays. Like, you need to read the whole game. Like, it was obvious they're gonna push A after they failed to push B that round. Obvious. Like that's how the mentality... You need to get into the enemies' heads. You need to trick their mentality, to trick them to play as you are in their shoes. Like, it's simple as that. Simple as that. Fortunately, in this round, my teammates were able to kill all the enemies. I didn't do anything in the last round. Basically, I just waited and sit down, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, like, carry me to Radiant, and we win this match. So the main points to take are that on the defender side, you have the whole control over the game. Like, everything is in your hands. What you do is how many rounds you actually get in your pocket. Second thing, switch up your positions. Play accordingly how the enemies are playing, and try to think about your economy, about the guns that you're playing, and how can you use those guns in order to F up your enemies on that defender side. On attacker side, you need to have some kind of executes and strategies which you will do over and over again and rotate them accordingly to what the enemies are doing. And that's how I play my games, and that's how I win the matches. Everything else is the pure game sense, map awareness, knowledge, skill, experience, etc, etc. Like, unfortunately, I spend a lot of time in my life playing video games, especially playing tactical shooters, so, you know, like, I'm good, like I don't have to have a good aim, as you can see. Like, my aim is nothing special. It's kind of like, compared to Lacker, Benny, Kuzur, Krea, like, my aim is literally on their level, nothing above, nothing lower. And yeah, hopefully you learned something from this Immortal review gameplay. Hopefully I gave you the idea how you can play Jett on split more effectively, and how to win more rounds, and which positions to take, which positions not to take, and how to pick the enemy. Follow me on youtube.com/charlatan, click on that subscribe button. Follow me on twitch.tv/charlatan as well. I'm doing live streams every single day, basically, at 12 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Down in the description you can follow me on other social media as well. Join my official Discord server to hang out or to order coaching if you want to get coached by me. And I'm yours, one and only, Warden of the Tricksters community. Thank you for watching, and right now it is 4 a.m. in the morning, and I'm still editing this 1 hour long video. I cannot be yelling because my neighbors will kill me. And I must say, if you reach the end of this video, you are the true MVP. And I have one special thing for you, and that is